you buy and you ready to use hota hai. But you know, the food that we used to eat, keep quiet. तुम लोग इसीलिए नहीं समझ पाते हो इंग्लिश, इसलिए सुनते ही नहीं ना हो. The food which we used to eat earlier does not taste the same. उस वक्त के खाने पीने में, आज के खाने पीने में, there are a lot of changes. There is no taste like that. So everything, okay, technology fine, but technology has done one thing. It has reduced taste when it talks about your eating habits. Right? So yeah, we were talking about how things are different. Right? Earlier days, olden days, and now, which led to this story. I don't know. What were we talking about? Soup. It is a proverb. Too many cooks spoil the broth. अब broth का मतलब क्या होता है? सूप ही होता है. BROTH, broth. अब एक सूप बनाने कोई जा रहा है. Somebody is going to make soup, and there are a lot of people involved in the kitchen. Supposing somebody has already put in salt. So a lot of things, if too many people put in too much of salt, if everybody thinks, if there's no salt, let me put some little salt. The other person comes and he feels that salt should be put. Somebody has put black pepper. Already done. And a lot of people are putting a lot of things in the soup. Somebody comes and puts haldi in it. Somebody comes and puts turmeric, chili, chini. So, what will happen? The end result क्या होगा? ठीक है, it was the group work, but what was the group? In the group work, there was no coordination. So when you're working in a group, there has got to be cooperation, coordination, right? So too many cooks spoil the broth. In किस context में मैंने कहा आपको समझ में आ गया. So we are on YouTube live, so I do not want to discuss more on that. And the guidelines already will be given to you. Today I'm going to stop this talk time. So we were doing ask and answer. So we were not doing ask and answer. I was only giving you the answers of the questions which I already had given. So what was the last question? That was done already. Which subjects did you like? Wow. Matter of concern का मतलब है कौन से subject तुमको उतना I did not quite like. मैं एक word quite लिखवाया था. Why? It means अच्छा तो लगता था लेकिन उतना नहीं. Not as much as I like literature. I did not quite like. I told you I did not quite like geography because there were reasons. It was immediately after the lunch break, and we were so full of the bliss and happiness in the lunch break that the next period went over our heads. So it is up to your answer should be. I did not quite like. In my school days, I did not like maths, but now, but you can add but and continue. But I have developed a liking. मैंने developed क्या है liking? I've developed a liking for a lot of things which I did not like earlier. For example, grammar, speaking, presentations, extracurricular activities. You did not quite like, but now that which is the demand, as per the demand of the syllabus, as per the demand of the curriculum, as per the demand of the course that I have opted, I have developed a liking for. Then you can write down the subjects जो आपको नहीं अच्छा लगता था पहले, अब आप develop कर ली है liking उसके लिए. All right, next question.
Did you play any musical instrument?
Did you play any musical instruments? This is completely people who have been into this. Like I was very much into it. So, how many of you play any kind of musical instrument like guitar or tabla or harmonium? Please stand up and let me know. Let me see the faces. Please stand up and tell me what do you play? I said stand up and tell me. आप अभी भी बजाते हो? Very good. You play the harmonium. Are you learning some kind of music from anybody? क्या? क्या इधर आओ. Come here. Let me talk to you. So you played the harmonium. Can you please tell me something about what you have learned and for how long have you been learning music? आप हिंदी में भी बात कर सकते हो. You have some problem. So this is a technical skill. Or this is why I am saying this, because somebody who learns to play musical instruments. फिर वो बात कर रहा है लड़का. They are one person. They have a lot of concentration. They develop patience. And they become better human beings. Any artist has something beautiful inside, which the person has developed, which the person is working on, and which the person wants to share with the world. Something nice. आप बताओ हमको, आपका नाम क्या है और हारमोनियम आपने सीखा हुआ है, तो आप बताइए.
मेरा नाम सृष्टि है और मैंने हारमोनियम सीखा था जब मैं 5th स्टैंडर्ड में थी.
वेरी गुड.
और मैं क्लासिकल सिंगिंग सीखती थी, बट कुछ प्रॉब्लम की वजह से मैंने 9th स्टैंडर्ड से हारमोनियम सीखना शुरू किया था म्यूजिक. अब मैं गाती हूँ, बट हारमोनियम आती है मुझे बेसिक.
आपको you will be happy to know that what's the problem? You must be interested in somebody's story. So I will tell you what she told me. Like right from the 5th standard, she has been learning classical music. And because of some problems, when she was in standard 9, she had to stop. But she knows the basics. She still sings, but then she's not playing, but she can play when a harmonium will be given to her. Right?
Yes.
This is what you wanted to say? Now I would like to tell you something. CIMAGE already has a music club. CIMAGE has a music club wherein students are taught how to play harmonium, how to play the keyboard. When you're talking about classical singing, do you remember any of the ragas which you learned? Yaman. Rag Yaman सीखा है. She has learned Rag Yaman. This is the first rag which any beginner, supposing you want to learn music, the first thing you will be taught is Yaman. So Yaman is a rag which is, it has to be sung in the evening, like 4 to Sham ka rag hai. 4 to they, rag and ragini, these are very scientific. कौन से स्वर लगते हैं उसमें? And you know, classical singing is straight from the above. above मतलब कि ऊपर से आता है ये. हर चीज का एक कारण होता है, कौन से सुर कौन किस राग में लगते हैं. और it is a rag Yaman is a song, is a bandish that you can enjoy singing in the afternoon, say 4 o'clock onwards. ये बताया गया है ना. हाँ, तो उसकी बंदिशें भी होती है, उसका स्वर होता है, जैसे नीरे गरे नीरे सा पामा गरे. I have been learning music when I was 5 years old. Since 5 years old. I also happen to be a radio artist. Yeah. Classical singing. In the radio, I do not sing classical, but I have learned classical. I have passed the Prabhakar and Praveen, which is the master's up till the master's level in from Allahabad Sangeet Samiti. Junior diploma, senior diploma, and Prabhakar. वो कर लिया हमने. Right. Had I not been a teacher, I would have been the singer. But the singing has always been with me, and CIMAGE gives me the opportunity to teach. Anybody who wants to learn, they are welcome to learn. In the other branch of CIMAGE College, in Rajapur branch, we had a music room. On the top floor, 5th floor was a music room. And there were so many students from each branch, from each batch. Like after the class hours, they say after the class hours, say, if you're coming at 9 o'clock and if you are closing off at 1, and those who are coming at 1 and going at 6, there was a time where students used to maintain a register, morning and evening batch for music classes, and their names were registered. They used to take the keys from me, submit the iCards. I used to sign aloud, and they used to spend hours and hours practicing, whether there's a program or not. But it was the 2016 batch. I would like to talk to you about them. The BSc-IT batch, the BCA batch, the BBM batches were in Boring Road, but they used to come to Rajapur for practice sessions. So they were all prepared for any kind of event. हमेशा तैयार रहते थे. And when we had decided to hold a mehfil and invite all the faculties to listen to what they are doing. उससे बच्चे क्या करते थे? जो 9 से 6 बजे तक रहते थे, जो 9 से 1 तक रहते थे, so they used to take permission for 1 hour. Ma'am, can we go to the music room for till 1 to 2? हम कहीं go ahead. Since वो ऊपर का रूम था, कहीं कोई disturb कोई करता नहीं था. The top floor was only for dance practice, drama practice. There were 3 rooms, large rooms: dance practice, drama practice, and music practice. जिसको जिधर interest है. Plus, there was also a room for communication club. Students used to participate in there. They used to be the mentor of their own group, own club, and they were practicing speeches, debates. हर तरह की चीज वहाँ होती थी. I would like to bring back the same environment in CIMAGE now. And कहीं कोई परेशानी, there was no problem. There was no students were being dragged out of the class or ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं होता जो अभी हम देख रहे हैं. Nothing of such happened. Total discipline. Why? They had no time. 9 to 1 classroom. After 1, from every batch there were 7 to 8 students in the music room. And students used to come at 2 o'clock They came a little earlier. क्यों? प्रैक्टिस करेंगे 2 घंटे हम लोग गाना वाना गाएंगे बजाएंगे फिर कोई गिटार बजा रहा है कोई कुछ कर रहा है और ड्रम्स है एवरीथिंग है माहौल बहुत अच्छा लगता था such a beautiful environment over there. Sometimes faculty used to feel चलते हैं देखने की क्या वो लोग कर रहे हैं. One day I was going up. I had my free periods. I was going up. So from the 3rd floor, I heard a voice singing. कौन इतना अच्छा गा रहा है? I thought कि क्या कौन गा रहा है? So when I went, I saw a senior student, B.Sc-IT final year, Aryabhata Singh. All the top notch, the people who were good at academics, they were all there. ये बच्चे डिबेट में भी 1 रहते थे, एक्सप्रेशंस में भी नंबर 1 पे आते थे, म्यूजिक रूम में भी नंबर 1 पे. And they were continuously, it was their music club. जितनी शिद्दत से लोग BSc-IT करते थे, रात भर जा करके एप्स बना रहे हैं, उतनी ही शिद्दत से वो लोग म्यूजिक भी करते हैं, उतनी ही शिद्दत से स्पीचेस भी. याद है उनका जब फेयरवेल हुआ था सरस्वती पूजा में, जब उनका जब फेयरवेल हो रहा था, when they were farewell क्या, it was their last presentation in Saraswati Puja. So they said, ma'am, this is the last time, so we are going to rock it. I mean, you always rocked. So जब प्रोग्राम एंड हो रहा था, बस 2-3 महीने के बाद तो they were already placed in Wipro. उन लोग को ऑलरेडी जॉब लग चुकी थी, बावजूद उसके they were so much interested in CIMAGE की नहीं भी कर सकते थे क्लास, नहीं भी कुछ कर सकते थे. But then they were hardcore CIMAGians. And the last song जो पूरी IT बैच, जो पूरी स्टूडेंट्स लोगों ने, किसी ने तबला पकड़ रखा था, किसी ने गिटार, किसी ने हारमोनियम, किसी ने कीबोर्ड, and it was singing group, girls and boys together. And the last song was तेरे जैसा यार कहाँ कहाँ ऐसा यार आना. Everybody was crying. Even your director said he became so emotional. Or it was such a fantastic program. Music has healing powers. Somebody who is in music, they become a person, which I have seen practically in CIMAGE. कहीं उनके खिलाफ कभी कुछ complaint नहीं. They did not have the time. They were so like music is devotion. काम खत्म हुआ, पढ़ाई खत्म हुआ, done ma'am. Today we are going to the communication club for half an hour, and then we will be off to the music club. Music club, the guard used to come and ask me कि बैद्यनाथ जी जो बाहर बैठे रहते हैं, वो बोलते थे कि मैम उन लोगों को जाने के लिए बोले क्या, 6 बज गया है. हम है ना यहाँ पे, जब तक हमें रहने दीजिए, उनको क्या दिक्कत है. I used to stay on till 6:30, and then I used to call them up. Okay, wrap up, ma'am. 5 minutes more, ma'am. क्या होता था? They used to come and compose a song, and sing group song, duet. Everything was there. Right? I hope we have such batches again. Not like this. The way things are going on right now, that is terribly terrifying. Frankly speaking, I am terrified with such kind of environment because we have never seen such things. People fighting, people not enjoying, people. Communication Fest, they grabbed so many gold medals. Always laughing, always smiling, always helping, always cooperating. Right? Messy, but hardcore CIMAGians, not like what you all are. Right? So did you understand what I said? The music जिसके अंदर है ना, they become different persons altogether. यहाँ तक कि they motivated others also. And बहुत लोग, मैम मैं भी जाऊँ क्या? कहाँ जाओगे? BSc-IT के बच्चे लोग जा रहे हैं, भैया लोग जा रहे हैं, तो मैं I'm interested in singing. देखो भाई इसको भी कुछ कर दो, कुछ प्रोग्राम करा दो इसको. So that was such. And every month हम बोलेंगे hold a महफिल every month. Invite the teachers. अपने आप भी करो ना, प्रोग्राम करो. हम लोग को इनवाइट करो, देखेंगे और क्या कर रहा है. So that was not only music, not only academics, extracurricular activities, on the top. अभी लोग कहाँ काम कर रहे हैं? कोई कॉग्निजेंट में है, कोई एक्सेंचर में है, कोई स्टार्टअप है, कोई मल्टीनेशनल में चले गए हैं. 25 lakhs per annum पे है. Hardcore CIMAGEs, hardcore professionals. Right? वैसे बनो. ठीक है? चलो. Anybody else who's interested in music and played some musical instrument? विनीता श्रीवास्तव, आपने क्या सीखा? बजाते हो अभी?
बट अभी
टाइम नहीं मिलता है. यहाँ तो आपको और टाइम मिलना चाहिए आपको. यहाँ तो आपको परफॉर्मिंग स्टूडेंट हम बना देंगे. नॉट ओनली स्पीचेस बट द गर्ल विद द गिटार. करो. स्टार्ट योर प्रैक्टिस अगेन. जिसके पास भी जो स्किल है, जिसके पास भी जो स्किल है. और कौन क्या करता है? पियानो क्या? कीबोर्ड बजाते हो अभी भी? आपके घर में है? तो आप शुरू कीजिए प्रैक्टिस. होल्ड अ म्यूजिक क्लब. ज्वाइन द म्यूजिक क्लब. आप वो सब करिए. पब्लिक परफॉर्मेंस जब आपका यहाँ पर रहेगा ना, you are performing in front of the audience. That will lend a feather in your cap. Okay. So did you play any musical instrument? You can write down your answer. Sit down. Artists are always respected in each society. जैसे अभी आप 2-3 बच्चे जो खड़े हुए, पियानो बजाते थे, गिटार बजाते थे, हारमोनियम बजाते थे, तो they create a place for themselves. और बाकी लोग तो हंस रहे हैं, बोल रहे हैं, they are not. They will come like that. They have come like that. They will go like that. हम लोग कुछ उसमें कुछ कर नहीं पाएंगे. उन लोग के लिए ये कुछ कोई बहुत बड़ी बात नहीं रखती है, कोई मायने नहीं रखती. कोई बजा रहा है तो क्या हुआ? So what? But they will always turn out to be better students, better human beings. Why? Because वो जब गाना गाते हैं या गाना सीखते हैं या कुछ बजा रहे हैं, तो हमेशा वो सोचते हैं कि हम किसी को सुनाएंगे, है ना? तो उनको क्या है, उन लोग का इंटरपर्सनल स्किल बहुत अच्छा हो जाता है. कुछ हम ऐसा करें जो कि लोग एंजॉय करें. और स्किल सीखना चाहिए. लर्नेबल स्किल्स है. यू कैन लर्न. Not for the audience, not for anybody else, but for yourself. It will make you a better human being. तो जितना तुम्हारे फिजूल बातें जो भरी रहती है ना, उसको हटा करके कुछ अच्छी चीज डाल दो उसके अंदर. Do some clutter cleaning in your mind. है ना? Your mind is full of clutter. So much of negativity, so much of clutter in your mind. अच्छी चीज डाल दो उसको. All right. So these questions we discussed today. Why it is important, and if you have not learned, what will be your answer? अगर आपने कुछ भी नहीं सीखा है, आप कुछ भी नहीं बजाते आ रहे हैं, तो आपको अगर इंटरेस्ट होता है, तो I have not played musical instruments in my school days because of lack of time and the opportunity. But yes, if given the chance, I would like to learn. तो क्या होगा आपका इसमें? मुझे सीखना हर कोई चाहता है कि मुझे गिटार सीखना है, मुझे ये सीखना है, मुझे अच्छा लगता है. How many of you are music lovers? जब मन करता है ना कि कभी हम भी कुछ बजाएं, गिटार बजाने का मन करता है. So in my school days, I did not learn any musical instrument because of lack of opportunities. But yes, if given a chance, I would like to take up. Keep quiet. In school, I did not play. I could not play because of lack of resources, opportunities. But if given a chance, I would like to pursue guitar or whatever is in your mind. अब किसी ने छोड़ दिया है. I was playing, but then after 12, I stopped. But I would definitely take it up again because of the numerous healing powers of music. Science says that anybody who plays the musical instrument, playing musical instruments enhances your concentration power. ये क्या आपको पता है ये सब बातें? नहीं पता. तुम लोगों को तो बहुत चाहिए कुछ सुनना, कुछ सीखना, नहीं तो फिर no concentration, nothing happening. If nothing is inside, nothing is inside. Nothing is inside. So what will happen? Zero outside. So music, how does music help you? Write a paragraph on that and tag this question along. The healing powers of music. अभी तो जिनको people who are suffering from blood pressure, people who are suffering from diabetes, people who are suffering from any kind of anxiety, the doctors advise them to listen to music. I had very chronic blood pressure, high blood pressure, hypertension. My blood pressure used to shoot up, skyrocket, like 190, 180. And I did not know what was happening to me. My hands were shaking, my shivering. I was working, and when something happened, I said, I don't know what happened. So when I went to the doctors, they checked my blood pressure. It was 190. So the medications were all given. And after a week, I said, can I go back to my office? He said, yeah, you can go back. And in office again, after a week, the blood pressure again skyrocketed. And this time it was 180 within a week. Even after I was taking medications morning and evening. And then it was diagnosed chronic hypertension. I'm taking double dose morning and night. And my doctor advised me. He just asked me, what time do you go to sleep? I said, I normally go to sleep at say by 10. And said, before you go to sleep, you listen to music. And you need to fall asleep while listening to music. I did that. So music has immense healing powers. Now, why I came with this book is that I was going to ask you to start on the topic, on the event, read to lead. Can I ask anybody to please come up? Please come, Manvi, you can come. Please keep quiet. No, this is an event for Communication Fest. She is going to read and then she will tell you what she has read. It means she will explain. She is reading to leading.
Rain opened the door and stood back. There were three men, all in dark suits, standing on the front porch. They were large but not fat, well built with bodies in decent shape. One of them was slightly thinner than the other two. Brian Robinson. Rain nodded yes. The thin man smiled and stepped forward and held out his hand. I am Derek Holzer. These other two are Bill Mannerly and Eric Ballard.
Picture only.
What?
Read it.
Can we come in? Brian held the door open to let them come in. Mother isn't home right now. It's you we want to see. Derek stopped just in the entryway and the other two did the same. Of course,
Stop.
we will.
Now, what have you understood? नहीं समझे तुम? एक ही बार पढ़ो, ध्यान से पढ़ो, उसको तुमको एक्सप्लेन करना पड़ेगा. You're reading to leading.
There were two men, basically a Derek and a Brian. They were going somewhere, and when they come back to their home, they asked if the mother has come home or not. So he got the answer that she didn't come yet. That's all. Only two sentences I had read.
You read one paragraph and tell me. Chalo, once again, I'm giving you a chance.
Okay.
यहाँ से यहाँ. Brian to 2. Now listen, because you have to listen and say whether she has correctly explained or not.
Brian opened the door and stood back. There were three men, all in dark suits, standing on the front porch. They were large but not fat, well-built, with bodies in decent shape. One of them was slightly thinner than the other two.
That's it. Explain.
So there were three men that were well built in their bodies, and they were dressed in black suits. One of them was thinner than the other two.
You missed out the top line. Who opened the door? जब उसने घर का दरवाजा खोला तो वो देखा कि सामने 3 बंदे खड़े हुए. He stood back. वो पीछे थोड़ा पीछे हो गया. Read. Yes, next. Any of the boys? Come on. Don't be a mouse, be a man. देखो. यहाँ से पढ़ो.
The thin man smiled and stepped forward and held out his hand. I am Dark Polluter. These other two are Bill Mannerly and Ed Blood. Can we come in? Brain held the door open to let him come in. Mother isn't home right now.
Now tell.
So the three men who come in the house of Burley, Brain, when Berlin opened the door, one person started to talk with him. He wants to convince him to come under the home, and he gave his hand for shake hand. But Berlin think that her mother isn't in home, so he was confused.
Not pass and ready to leave. Yes, next. The same thing. Did not pass the test. The next. Chalo, come on. अब ready to lead में मेरे पास कोई winner नहीं है आज की क्लास. Same thing.
The thin man smiled and stepped forward and held out his hand. I am Derek Pulser. These other two are Bill Mannerly and Eric Ballard. Can we come in?
आगे बढ़ो.
Brian held the door open to let them come in. Mother isn't home right now.
That's it.
So there were three men, in which one of the was the most thinnest. What's his name? Brian. Derek Holted. He introduced the other two, and their name was Mannerly and Eric Ballard. And he asked Brian, "Can we come in?" And Brian pulled the door open, and he let them come in and said, "Mother isn't home."
Very good. Now you are selected for read to lead. Why did he miss out the point? वो किया क्या? He just came and introduced himself, and he introduced the other two, and then he was asked to come inside, and then Brian said that father is not in. That's it. Vinita Shrivastava, come on. Yeah, it's you we want to see. Mother isn't home. उसके बाद पढ़.
मैम ये किसने कहा that it's you?
The person.
Priya,
हाँ. No. Brian को बोल रहा है ये.
the person who entered.
The person who entered. Brian said mother is not in. So the visitor said,
It's you we want to see. Derek stopped just in the entryway, and the other two did the same. Of course, we'll wish to speak to your mother and father as well, but we came to see you. Didn't you get a call about us?
that's it.
So, who entered the room? He said,
Put the book here.
it's you we want to see. Derek stopped just in the entryway, and the other same. Then Derek just stopped on the entryway, and other two people also does the same. Then he said, I want to meet to your mother and father as well. And he said that didn't you get a call about that? I mean, he asked the question.
Okay. Vinita Shrivastava, if I'm selecting you as number one, what is the time? Vinita Shrivastava can be considered. Yes, next. Jyoti, come. This shows your comprehension for the English language. In other words, Vinita, he said mother isn't in, but they meant that I did not want to see your mother first. First of all, it was you whom we wanted to see. But we would like to meet your mother and father as well. Didn't you get a call that we are coming? It was like that. Yeah, Brian shook his head.
Brian shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, I know I did not, but I do not think mother did either. She would have said something. How about your father? He doesn't live here. My parents are divorced. Oh, sorry. Baker truly looked embarrassed. I do not know.
Okay. So
Here,
yeah.
here, Brian shook his head by knowing the facts.
Shook his head.
Struck.
Shook his head. Shook his head.
That I don't know. Shake.
Shake का past tense is shook. जब वो Kavi wanted to, didn't you get a call from? Then he said he shook his head. He said, shaking your head. Shake. Shake का past tense is shook.
Brian shook his head. He wanted to say he don't know where it is and his
Where it is?
where she is.
Solve the problem, somebody.
Jane shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, I know I did not, but I don't think mother did either. She would have. She would have said something. How about your father? He does not live here. My parents are divorced. Oh, sorry. Rick truly looked embarrassed and did not. When and he shook his head and because he don't want to introduce his family member because his parents get divorced. He felt embarrassed because his parents.
Who felt embarrassed? Not selected. Solve the problem. Right.
Rand shook his head by saying that he did not know about his coming, and he also asked, "Did my mother say something to you about that coming or not?" Then the person who's come, the guest, asked him about his father, and he said, "My parents are not living together; they are divorced." And the guest seemed feel embarrassed, and he said sorry to him for asking that.
Now you got it. Now you got it. What was happening? He said, didn't you get a call? He said, no. Shook his head, matlab ki bola hi nahi. And then what about your mother? My mother, even my mother doesn't know about it. Had she known, she would have told me. What about your father? Where is your father? My father is not living. He is divorced. So, on these questions, the person was inquiring. Correct. He was embarrassed. Read to lead. Right? Did I have the first, second, third? Please come here. This was your intra batch. Oh. First is Abhinav for read to lead. Second, Mansi Shrivastava. Shivani. Vinita. These are some names who are very good. That's right. Vinita, and third is Jyoti. Please take the picture. So the event is read to lead, and we have the winners. When the event will really start, you will have similar events. Whoever is your mentor, doesn't matter. But this is how it's going to be. Reading a paragraph and then explaining what you've read. To do this, you have to do a lot of reading. Reading, vocabulary, read the newspaper, take down the words, sit in the library and start reading. This is the only way you can excel in read to read. That's it. Yeah. So how to learn read to lead? How to excel in this? Read, read, and read. Otherwise, nothing happening. Anvi, better luck next time.